Hey class, so my artistic piece that I experienced, this was when I was a senior in high school, I believe, was a kind of dramatic skit, a dramatic little play, short scene that was riddled with metaphors, and I'll talk more about it. It started, or it was within a youth context, youth ministry context. I don't remember if it was at a camp or a retreat or a conference, a short little event, but I remember it being so powerful to me that when I saw it, that it kind of changed me and said, hey, this really says what I'm thinking and feeling in my heart and my mind, and what I think a lot of other youth were thinking and feeling in their heart and their mind, and still do. So, and I still do a little bit today. The role of it in worship, the order of worship. So, it was kind of a bridge between the music and the gathering to the message, and I think it opened up questions and opened up the whole scope of what the message was afterwards, that really focused on vices. And I'll talk again about really what it was. So it was accessible to youth in that the act was, and the drama was accessible because it was relatable. All the vices and the metaphors were relatable to the audience, the congregation, because it was youth. I think they all could relate to it. And the skit was, and I think I'm sure many people have seen in a rendition of it, but the way I saw it was, there's this girl, and each new scene, as you progress through the music in the background started off slow, and it built and it built and it built and got louder, and eventually hit this climax. But at each new scene, she goes through a new vice. There's something that starts attacking her, and as she's moving towards, she's trying to get to the cross on the other side of the stadium. And with each vice, whether it be first it's alcohol, then drugs and pills, problem with self-identity and body hate, and then self-harm, relationship problems, and then eventually near suicide. And each new one puts a rope around part of her body. And towards the end of the song, when she's getting close to the cross, and she's fighting through all these things and trying to move to this cross, they start pulling her down and pulling her back, and she's fighting and fighting and trying to get to the cross. But she's right towards you, and you think she's not going to make it. She busts through, and it shows that Christ can really give you the power when you go through things. You know, you have your vices, and the world has these things that tries to tear you away from a relationship with Him, and away from His will, and His goodness, and His desire for your shalom. And if we can get to that cross and kneel at the cross, and break through those things, we can find peace and find happiness and find love in ourselves and have that stuff forever. So thank you.